It's a new day, Noonan. Yes, it is, and it is I, the man with 17 hands, the guy with the eyes, the dude who is not rude, Harold, and I'm coming at you live today in, you guessed it, my bedroom, our studio, where I make love all night and make love all day and make love in the evening and in the afternoon. All I do is make love, and it's killing me. It's truly ripping me apart. And I need someone who cares enough to say, stop making love, you're gonna kill yourself, Harold. Maybe that person's out there today. Of course, I am the man with the stash that you'll see all around Noonan. And by all around Noonan, I mean on the internet. That's right, NoonanTimeWithHarold.com, Noonan Time with Harold, Instagram, Noonan Time with Harold, Facebook. That is Noonan Time with Harold, like a guy named Harold. Not to be confused with the Noonan Times Herald, but definitely intended to confuse is what baby boy be doing. Baby boy be trying to confuse you. I put Q's where there shouldn't be to confuse you. That doesn't work. To Q-fuse you. You know what? I made a mistake here, and now there's no going back. I put Q's where there shouldn't be. You might hear the washing machine going in the background. I would love for it not to be going, but I really, really need these clothes washed. And I'm really tight on time this week. You see, Harold Bear, your sweet love, has jobs. He works some jobs. During the day, I work on making those jobs better. And then in the evening, I work at those jobs. I do trivia. I do improv. I do murder mysteries. I do promotions. All of which you can find out more about at highspiritsentertainment.com. That's like high spirits, like a ghost. Like, ooh, it's a high spirit, it's a ghost. High Spirits Entertainment. And you will find a little ghost and our logo and information about how you can book me and let me entertain you. I don't do it alone, don't worry. You don't just get stuck with me. Today, we've got some very important things to talk about. Firstly, and most importantly, Longhorn Steakhouse. Which may not be firstly, but definitely most importantly. You see, Harold and I, myself and me, have been trying to find the perfect restaurant in Noonan. As you know, if you go to NoonanTimeWithHarold.com, you'll see a lot of reviews. So we're definitely working to figure out what's good, what is worth eating at. Here's our score, here's our grade, and we've gotten incredible feedback. Anytime we post a review, people flood it with comments, likes, shares. Love it. Love to see it. But every now and then you go somewhere that sucks so bad that you have to debate, am I going to leave a review for this place? Because this place really, really disappointed me. And that is Longhorn Steakhouse. And I'm not the type to get on a podcast and just rum. I was going to say ram and run. So we're going with rum. Rum someone down. And I won't. I will not name names or be very specific. And I'm not going to get on Google reviews and do all that. But if you came here to hear my thoughts, then I will give you my thoughts. I am not going to force them in a place that is not mine. See, that's the difference between people who complain and people who are me. People who complain find places to complain about the thing that you wouldn't normally find their places. Maybe that's not the right way to word it. People who just complain will force their opinion in places where no one asked for it. There we go. Like my daughter asked me, because she was complaining, talking about these people that were bad and calling them a bitch and all this stuff. And I said, okay, calm down a bit. And she said, why? It's my opinion. Why am I not supposed to give my opinion? And I'm like, because, my sweet baby child, we're sitting here watching Diary of a Wimpy Kid and watching this movie together, and you're just going to tell me that this person reminds you of Flat-Faced Clay? And then that is the conversation that we had. But she stuck to her guns and said, I want to talk about these people right now. So then I listened because now I expected it. And it made a little bit. I don't know if this is good parenting the way I'm describing this. Water break. I am the loudest water drinker there is. If there was an Olympic sport of water drinking, I don't know if I would win, but I would be the loudest one. And it would probably upset a lot of people who were competing with me. They'd probably be like, whoa, bro, shut up. And that is a place where their opinion is expected. Bam, look at that. I am so wise. I am wise beyond my years, and I'm 36 years old. I might be 35. I was born in 88. Haven't had a birthday yet this year. 35. I'll be 36 this year. That sounds right. And when I am 36, do you know what's going to happen, you guys? I'm going to grow a beard. Yep. I just decided that. At 36 years old, I'm growing a beard. On my birthday this year, Harold will not just have the beautiful stash in his honor. He's going to have himself a big burly beard, baby. Or maybe a little scrawny like Jafar beard. Ooh, Aladdin, have you ever been touched by a scepter? Oh, please don't touch me, I'm Aladdin. And I'm Jasmine. And I'm a tiger. Man, I am so good at voices. Y'all are so lucky to hear me. If you're still here, back on topic. I'm not one to give my opinion in places that it's not warranted. That's why I created a website, social media account, podcast. Because I am a narcissist. That is true. You know, I was actually believed for a while by people in my life, people that were mad at me. So, okay. During my divorce, it got ugly, like, not ugly financially and with the kid. We always kept that very, I was going to say professional, but very mature. But it got ugly as in people who were your friend didn't be your friend anymore. And people who you were married to didn't be married to you anymore. Didn't be. That's adorable. I love the way I talk. And during that time, the people that were especially mad at me for things not related to narcissism, which I don't want to get into those specifics, but things like, hey, I'm not in a play anymore, and you were rude to me during that play. Once the first person said, that guy is a narcissist, it went around for a bit. So maybe I am a narcissist if the group thinks so. I would say not clinically proven to be one, but it was said by people that I really respected and loved and didn't want to hear them say it. They stopped saying it. They realized that, hey, you know what, he is selfish. And he made bad choices, which sounds bad. It sounds like I did something really bad. And I didn't do anything great during this time, but I didn't do anything really bad. You know what I mean? It was a lot of one person does this, one person does that, and it just built. I probably did more things. I know I did more things. But at this point, through therapy and treatment and medication, I have forgiven myself, and the people that matter most have forgiven me. The ones who have not forgiven me, that is fine. But they did stop calling me a narcissist, so that's cool. So I don't think I'm a narcissist. I think I'm a little selfish, and I think when I'm not on medication, because I was diagnosed with bipolar about a year ago, when I'm not on medication and therapy, I think that I definitely think I am a bit invincible. But I don't think that's a narcissist. I think that's confidence, y'all. That's just confidence. So, as a herald, I almost said my other name. I almost said my Christian name, my non-Christian name. I almost said my demon name. As a demon, I do have ways that you can hear from me. But, I don't really do it to talk about dumb stuff like Longhorn Steakhouse. I do it to make hilarious jokes, or try to make hilarious jokes. Because the most important thing in the whole wide, big, fat world is that we laugh. That is it. That is what I want. That's what I want for you, for me, for my dog Blue. We can be anything that we want to do. I don't think that's how it goes. That sounds wrong. What's the other guy's name? Joe? I think it's Steve and Joe. They added Joe to it. So, what happened at Longhorn Steakhouse? So, my Gucci girl, she was in the method last week, which, if you haven't heard, very interesting, very fascinating. She graduated. She did her last class this week. She finished it. And she started a new teaching job, which I won't say where, because I want to keep her privacy private and her private's private. I have never seen her naked, ever. After how long? Knowing her for 8 years, maybe 8 years, never seen her privates. Don't even know who she is. Don't even know what her face looks like. Sure. But she wanted to celebrate. Actually, she didn't want to celebrate. I wanted her to celebrate, which is typically how she is. She's not a big celebratory person, but she always loves it when we do. I am a huge celebratory person. Oh my goodness. You see, all right, we're going back to this topic because that's what I apparently have on my mind today. But on my last marriage, and my only marriage, what we would do that was cool is anytime something would be celebrated, we drink a champagne bottle and then we'd write the date and what we celebrated. And I thought that was a cool idea. And I don't know a bunch of cool ideas. I think that was not even my idea. I'm sure I've seen it at lots of other places, but I try. Especially for people as wonderful as my Gucci Bear, my badminton baddie. She doesn't play badminton, but it's a sexy name, right? Badminton baddie. This girl should be celebrating a lot. She deserves it. So I try to think of things to do. A lot of times it's go out to eat. Here's a gift, which I give great gifts. Don't get me wrong. I am Santa with puzzles. It's like muscles, but it's pus because I have infections all over me. That's me, Santa with puzzles. And I give great gifts, and I'm very sweet. And it's a great thing about me. People who know me know that I am great at celebrating other people. So I wanted to go out. I wanted to take her out to eat. She had mentioned she wanted tacos. So I was like, oh, hell yeah, bro. Love me some tacos. What? Let's go to a Mexican restaurant. Then she didn't want that. And I was like, all right, we can do garlic because we've done garlic, and she loves garlic. It's her favorite place in downtown. But she wanted Longhorn Steakhouse, which, not tacos. There are no tacos at Longhorn Steakhouse. At least I didn't see them on the menu. But she wanted to eat some tacos. No, she didn't want to eat some tacos. She wanted to eat some Longhorn Steakhouse. So that's what we planned to do. The plan became, hey, let's go to Longhorn Steakhouse. So she gets home. We snug a bit. We pack up. And we head to, the rain just started. And we head to that sweet, sweet Longhorn. Now, I haven't been to Longhorn in a Longhorn time. It's been probably 8 years for me, 9 years maybe, since I've been to Longhorn. Which 8 years, we know what else that matches. So when we went, I didn't know what to expect. I knew it wasn't as good as Texas Roadhouse, but I knew they were famous for their steak, and I knew that Texas Roadhouse was infinitely better, because that's my favorite restaurant. But hey, this day wasn't about me. I didn't graduate. I didn't start a new job teaching. All I did was be a boyfriend while someone else did it. So we go to Longhorn, and it starts off great. We get seated immediately. Keep in mind, this is a Monday night. We got there around 6:30. And I have to eat by 6:30. I can push it till 7, but I really don't want to. For my type 1 diabetic diet to be flawless. So I really needed to eat. So they sit us down. Again, really quick service. There wasn't a lot of people there. We get set. Our server, sorry, I know waitress is an offensive term now. Well, not offensive, but it's not inclusive. And I think server is a better term anyway. So if that bothers you, you know what? Cancel me. You can go ahead and cancel me, snowflakes, for using the word server. I hate those jokes. I hate jokes about snowflakes and canceling and all that. Those jokes are terrible. So I hate myself for that. So we can add that to the bingo board. Boop. 82, idiot. Boop. I don't know how bingo works. I think I'm thinking of the game where the roulette. I think I'm thinking of roulette. Anyways. What was my point? So we sat down and we get our drinks so quick. We both got some waters. I got a soda. I don't think she got a beer. No, she did. Yeah, did she? Probably. I hope she did, but maybe she didn't. Anyways, bad boyfriend. Don't remember what she drank. Wasn't even looking at her mouth. Not once. Never seen her mouth. So service is great. We have other tables around us, and we overhear them talking, and at least 2 of the servers were new there. They mentioned it. Like, they would be asked a question, they'd be like, oh, I'm not sure. I'm new here. Give me a second. Things like that. And it was all handled great. So we get our drinks. We get our bread. Bread, I didn't know Longhorn brought bread, but it's so much worse than the Texas Roadhouse bread. And that's not the fault of anyone that works there, except for the fact that it was kind of cold. That's probably their fault. But those Longhorn Steakhouse big loaves of bread, it tastes like something Jesus handed out with the fish, right? Like when I think of the fish and loaves story, it's Longhorn Steakhouse loaves. Like those things taste like dirt is on them, and that they've been in a desert, and that a carpenter probably made them with magic. Like it doesn't taste good, and the freaking rolls with that sweet butter is just a Texas Roadhouse knows how to do bread. And there's not a lot of places you can say that about. With that rain's picking up out there, I hope everybody is not laying outside with their nicest clothes on, because it's picking up. Oh boy, I hear it. So the bread is fine, because I had to eat something, so I dealt with it. I ordered the full rack of ribs with French fries, which I almost never get French fries, but I like it when I go to a new place to try the French fries. So I like to try the new French fries at places nearby, because French fries can be done wrong, and then they can be done very well. So I got the full rack of ribs with the French fries. My girl got the Parmesan chicken with a potato thing. I don't remember what it was called, like potato Ella cart. I don't know. I don't know nothing about potatoes except for French fry form potatoes. And we both got the Caesar salads. And boy, those Caesar salads were out so fast. I couldn't even put my menu in the server's hands before her other hand had 2 bowls of Caesar salad in it. It was like magic. Magic Caesar magic salad, man. That's the kind of miracle Jesus would be good at, is offering Caesar salad. This tasted like a good Jesus miracle, like bringing salad back from the dead. That stuff was good. I almost had a cuss word while talking about Jesus. Oh boy, you know you don't want to do that. There's one thing about Jesus, is that he hates cuss words that people invented long before he was gone in the world. All right, quick sidebar. The way Christians approach cuss words, really the way anyone does, but specifically Christians, because they say it's against, wow, that's not Christian to cuss. That's a sin to cuss. Makes no sense. It makes no sense to me that if a culture or a country or a group of people decide a word is naughty, and like the reason to me that we have these cuss words that we think are so bad is because they're not allowed to be said on like television and movies and stuff. Like that really starts grinding it down as really bad cuss words. Is we're not allowed to hear it. They get beeped. Oh, remember that? Oh, that word gets beeped. Oh, that word has to be taken out of a song because those are bad words. It makes... Who decides? If we trace the lineage back of a bunch of cuss words, they're all different. And the idea that God would be like, yes, you know what? If enough people agree in a certain section of the world that that word should be bleeped and taken out of songs, then it's a sin to say it. What? Why? Why is that something that God is worried about? There's so many other terrible sins. And for him to be like, no, you said ass instead of butt. That's a sin you need to repent for. You need your mouth washed out with soap. I don't buy it. I think religion needs to focus on hurtful words, using the Lord's name in vain. Those are ones that are clear. I don't think the Bible and I don't think God care at all if you say a word that at some point in time some old white dudes decided that's a bad word. You can't say fuck. You have to say tiddlywinks. I teach my kid we don't use words to be mean. We don't use words to cut people down. But otherwise, if you want to use your cuss words, like if you want to bump your knee and say damn it instead of ouch, bro, have at it. Because ain't nobody telling me what words I can and cannot say. But I'm also going to try to be kind with my words because I haven't always been, and it is important. So anyways, Longhorn Steakhouse. We don't get our food for a while. Suspiciously long time, considering how few people there were. Then it shows up. My food is cold. My ribs are cold. It's a ton of food, and I'll give them credit for that. I've never ordered a rack of ribs before. Never. And it is a lot. I've actually gotten 3 meals out of that one thing. But mine's cold, and that bothers me. So as I'm waiting for our server to come back, which takes 5-ish minutes, my girl is not really eating hers because she wants to wait. But it's obvious that My food was ready first. Hers was not ready, so mine wasn't brought out. So when they get back, I ask for it to be microwaved. I've already taken insulin at this point. I need just to be able to eat the food. So like, hey, can you just throw this in the microwave? They're like, yeah, of course. Oh yeah, sure. What? Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. No apologies, which are fine. I don't need an apology because my food's cold. So they take it back there. The ribs quickly come back out. They've been microwaved. They've been toasted in the micro. And then shortly after that, the French fries come out. And I believe they gave me fresh French fries because they tasted crispy. It wasn't soggy fries.
Know what would go great right here? Your ad, your business, your services. Or maybe just your rant about how roundabouts are crop circles by redneck aliens. Whatever you need to say. We'll help you say it. Contact noonandtimewithharold@gmail.com for more information.
Oh, we've got a run-in for the ages, my friends, my lovers, my best babies. A girlfriend has arrived from work. I was not expecting her to be here in time, but say hello to every girlfriend that I have, which is one.
I should say hello?
Say hello to yourself.
Hello to me.
Dang, yeah, you looking good. She looking good. As I was telling them before our commercial break, we went to Longhorn Steakhouse to celebrate you because for some reason, of all the great places in the world, with Texas Roadhouse existing, you chose Longhorn Steakhouse. Can we dive into that just for a moment? Why, of all the world?
Because Longhorn Steakhouse is the only place that you can get Parmesan crusted chicken, and it's the best food to ever exist.
So you knew before we went that's what you're gonna get?
That's literally the only thing I ever get at Longhorn.
Okay, so, and you got it. And so at my point in my story, I've already talked about my food not being good. By the time that my food was ready, was yours still hot?
It was warm-ish, but it is so delicious, this chicken, that's okay. I ate it for lunch today cold.
So we do want to give Longhorn some praise then that the food that my girl ate was delicious.
Now, I wanted to try Brussels sprouts, but I'm not paying an extra $3. Well, I'm not going to ask you to pay.
I was about to say, you didn't pay
Yeah,
shit.
you were treating me this time. But $3 to get Brussels sprouts instead of mashed potatoes? That's crazy.
And I was trying to remember the name of your mashed potatoes. I called them like Kelly LaCarte or something. It had some fancy name, right? Please tell me it did, because if it didn't, I'm going to sound like an idiot. Oh no, that's a bad sign.
It was just mashed potatoes.
I thought it had like, what was the sauce on it that made it so like good? Like it was good. It
That
wasn't
was just a ridiculous amount of butter.
Oh. That makes a lot of sense. It was good butter then. It wasn't like regular yellow school bus butter.
Yeah, there was some kind of weird color, which at first I thought maybe something was wrong, but it tasted great.
No, I thought that of everything that I tasted, it was the best. And like my ribs, my full rack of ribs, my full Adam's Eve rack of ribs from the Bible. We're talking a lot about the Bible today, my friends. Because they took the rib out to make Eve.
Oh, is that how that started?
Right, yep.
Okay.
So, is that how that started? You mean humanity? Yes.
I meant the podcast, but that worked.
Oh, no. Yeah, humanity started with Adam getting his rib yanked out. And then God said, y'all don't say cuss words, you hear? Ooh. Because God's a ghost. Those potatoes were good. The fries were fine, right? You had some of them. They didn't taste very good, but they were fine.
Yeah, I also had for lunch today the fries that you specifically would not take home because you decided that they didn't deserve it.
Okay, you guys who have ever eaten fries before and you're putting it in the to-go box, everyone knows you don't put every fry in the to-go box. Like you grab a handful or you scoop up one thing with a spoon if you spoon your fries, but you don't take all it's a culture thing, right? Like we as Americans who have eaten so many fries, you know that if you're getting a to-go box and you've already been eating the fries, you don't take all of them. You're just like, you take as much as you know you're going to want with your meal next time you eat the leftovers. It's common knowledge.
I think you're alone in this. You made up this whole thing.
I'm going to throw up a poll and be like, do you leave behind some fries? And I think you're going to see it's like 100 to 1 that I am right. Anyways, so we're eating our food, right? And we're having a good time.
I enjoy your company.
Yeah, and I enjoy your company. We sit on the same side of the booth because we're adorable as shit. And anytime we see other couples do it while we're out, it's always like, ooh, look at them. They must like each other. Because if you're sitting across from them, that means you're playing on your phone. That's why people sit across from each other when they go out to eat. If you sit across, it's so you can look at your phone and no one can look at it with you. If you sit next to each other, you're open to all privacy going away. I think that's what it is, actually.
Well, and if you're sitting next to each other, you can like play Mario Party at dinner, which we didn't do at Longhorn, but we could have.
God, it would have made it so much better. Would have made the experience magical. It would have made that horn extra long, if you know what I mean.
I do. I think I do.
So then something bad happens when it's time to pay and go home, which took a bit to get our check and took a bit to get our to-go boxes. The service was very slow, but that could be for 1,000 reasons, so I won't fight on that. Although it wasn't just slow, we also couldn't get refills. That was very difficult. Like when they would come, they would leave before giving us refills until the food started getting messed up. Then they're like, now we care. Before that, I didn't feel like they cared about my drinks, which are important to me because I must liquidate.
You must liquidate?
That's what liquidate means. It means to add liquid to your body.
I thought it had to do with like getting discounted goods.
Getting discount? I thought it was like bankruptcy.
Like liquidators. Maybe it is about bankruptcy. I know when I go to a store that has liquidators in the name.
What store has liquidators in the name? It's not Walmart Liquidators, Mark. What are you talking about? Name one store with liquidators in the name.
There's one in Peachtree City. I'll take you.
And it's just called what? The Liquidators? Sounds like a Marvel thing.
I don't know actually what it's called. It's something to do with liquids.
This girl don't know shit about liquid. She's a non-liquid girl. So it's time to pay. I'll let you tell us what happens when it's time to pay, and I'll chime in when I want to talk.
So they bring us, he's already paid the bill, but then when they bring it back and it's the portion where you're supposed to sign and tip, all of a sudden the bill had almost doubled. And so that seemed odd and not like how that's supposed to work. But then the server at that point had completely disappeared. I found the poor hostess who had literally no idea what was happening, but yet still thought it was okay. Be like, oh no, I can assure you that you were not charged. So then what happens is
she looked at the receipt that had doubled the charge and that they brought me, and I was like, are you sure that I wasn't charged for this? And she said, I can assure you, I am positive that you were not charged. And spoiler alert, you guys, and it's still on my bank account. It has not been refunded yet. I sure was charged. I sure was charged indeed.
So he was charged for a different table's meal on top of ours. And the table that the check belonged to, some lady came up to us and was talking about it like, oh my gosh, you paid our bill. Are you okay? Like, she seemed so concerned for our well-being and then just kind of walked away.
Right. She said, bless your heart. That's what dicks say. And I the lady, I hope she's doing great. But, like, she didn't say, hopefully they can cancel it. Let me try to get them to cancel it. Let me Venmo you some money. She just said, that sucks, basically. I'm so sorry. All right, cool. Well, we're packing up. So, bye. So, yeah, at this point, I had paid my bill, which they took the tip portion to another table, which I need to keep an eye on. Because if that shows up in my bank account and it has $20 extra on it, that's going to be very frustrating. So I paid 2 bills at this point, and we still couldn't find our server. Then something happened I don't remember.
Well, then you noticed that the charge was on your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
So then we were trying to find the server or the hostess, and they were both gone. So I just kept occasionally popping out of the booth like a little whack-a-mole.
I mean, we were trying to get any waitress or anything at that point, and we couldn't find. Besides on the whole other side, Longhorn's got a big old wall that kind of blocks the two sides of the restaurant. And at this point, it was just us in the wilderness.
The
It's
wilderness.
Longhorn Steakhouse. It's Longhorn. It's Texas.
The wilderness with the dead animals on the walls.
Right? There's dead animals. There's delicious meals, just like in the wilderness. Rabbit stew.
I guess eventually I whack-a-moled enough that somebody noticed me and they walked over. And then they went and got the hostess again, I think. Or the hostess returned. I don't know for what reason. But
Yeah,
she
before
looked scared.
before the hostess could say anything, I was just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need a manager because this is not cool." I was real mad because I was assured, positively, absolutely, that it wasn't gonna happen, and it happened, and I wasn't happy.
I felt bad for the hostess, though.
That's your fault. You shouldn't have forced her into this. You poached her.
I poached her. She was trying her best.
Just to get poached.
She looked like a deer in headlights at that point. Because then also, at this point, she's been put in the middle. And also, she messed up by saying that it wasn't charged. So it just became a whole ordeal. And I hope the hostess is okay. Hope she made it through the rest of the night with at least a little bit of hope left in her soul.
Yeah, I don't hope that as much because we were very nice. We were very nice customers, even though we were upset. We gave our waitress a chance. We gave other waitresses a chance. We gave the hostess a chance. We even were nice to the manager when the manager showed up and said, "Look, I'm gonna void the payment, and so check your bank account. But later it should be fine. But it's taken care of. Also, here is your ticket. Please tip. You got charged full price." At that point, I was like, it would have been nice. I probably would have said no just because of the way I am. However, I say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news every day I am. I don't know. It's just the way I am. That's Eminem. That's Slim Shady. That's Shady Lynn. Shady Lynn. That way, no, Shady Harold. Sorry. Oh, almost said my Christian name again. We're going back to it. That Bible. As long as you don't say a cuss word, you can say whatever name you want. Ooh, that's God. He's a ghost. I'm not pretending like I'm God. That would be blasphemous. But, like, here's another thing that bothers me. When people are like, oh, don't pretend to be God, that's blasphemous. But then they make, like, movies about people playing as God, and they're deciding how Jesus looks, and they're using words. Even if it's from the Bible, you don't get to decide that's the inflection used by God. So it's all hypocrisy. Anyways, the manager shows up. The manager shows up and says, "Sorry, it'll be fixed later. Here's your thing." She did not assure us that we didn't already get charged once for this, but it wasn't showing up on my bank account, so I'm assuming. Shit, I should check. You know what? You keep talking. Let me look it up right now.
Uh-huh. So that's most of the story. I'm going to find something to talk about. It really wasn't that interesting. It was just a series of... Oh, he's making faces at me. It was a series of unfortunate events. And I'm not really one to get grumbly at restaurants or people in general. I'm more of a, let me just be a delicate little dragonfly and hide away. But even I was starting to get like, ooh, this is a lot. Did you find it?
It looks like I was only charged once for that one, but the charge for I have not been uncharged. I have not been uncharged for the other one yet. And how many days? This is day 2. So I guess it's not been that long. But either way, I want my money. So, but I worked at Pizza Hut for years, and I understand that giving a cash refund is pretty much impossible. Like, you don't do that. You would get in huge trouble by your boss if someone was like, "No, I need a refund," and you're like, "Hey, let me pull cash out." You're not allowed. That's not okay to do. So knowing that made me be a little bit more patient. But again, it would have been cool to be offered offer me a dessert. I don't even eat dessert. Offer me a molten chocolate lava cake that I can give to someone else. Some kind of offer would have been great. And then on our way out, the group that we accidentally paid for, they were hanging out outside, and Sorry, the monitors just went black. Let's hope we're still recording. Yes, we're still recording. Sorry, sleep mode on the computer. They were outside like complaining, like, "Oh, we're not coming to Longhorn Steakhouse again." Did you hear them?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they held the doors and everything, and then they like just talked amongst themselves about how they're not coming to Longhorn Steakhouse again. I'm so sorry for them.
They didn't have anything really bad happen. They maybe got their meal covered by somebody else.
They probably, if it did get fixed, they probably had to wait longer to get their thing. But they blessed our hearts, so there's no reason for us to be upset. Our hearts were blessed by them. And, you know, I got a full rack of ribs out of it that was fine. I like the sauce on it. That was pretty dope.
Is it better straight off the ribs or off your fingers when you lick your fingers?
Neither. It's better when I take it and I smear it across the wall, and then I come back a day later and I chew the paint off the wall and I eat the... This is a weird joke, and it's not a good one, and I apologize for that. I'm sorry, God. That's fine as long as you don't say any cuss words.